All right. I am going live. All right. Boss, who you blocking it?
Wait, go get your crystals before you get started.
I will. I'm already live. Hey, Monica C. Hey, Pinky Lee. Hey, Babyface. Hello, everybody. What's today? The 16th, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, the new moon is in what, 4 days? 4 days, okay. Hello, everybody that is in the room. Thank you guys for the thumbs up on the video. Thank you so much. Hey, Trisha and Shara Quinos. Hello, hello. Oh, I like these emojis. We got a candle, a full moon, a black fist, and prayers symbols. I love it. All right, everybody. As you guys can see by the title. Okay, Pinky Lee, cool. As you guys can see by the title, tonight we're going to talk about the full moon and we're going to talk about crystal energy as well. Oh, look at those two birds. Y'all, I had a bird in my car. I'm going to upload the video on my channel. When we went to leave a couple of days ago, there was a bird in my car. Thank you, Pinky Lee. And I guess the bird had spent the night in there. I don't know how the bird got in or what happened, but there was a bird in there. So yes, so birds. Very strong, powerful spiritual message. Is that something in my hair? Probably because I had on a sweater. Birds are definitely omens, positive omens, negative omens, but I did consult with spirit to see what the meaning was, what the message was. And so I did figure it out. Hey, Lizzie. Okay, cool. So we got 9 people in here. Perfect. So this is a good crowd to start talking about crystals. I know I talk about crystals. Other spiritualists talk about crystals. Everybody talks about crystals. But I want to talk about working with crystals in a more powerful manner. You can put it right here. Thank you. Especially as it relates to the full moon. I'm sorry, the new moon. Thank you. Birds keep trying to come in my windows, but I live in the 8th floor. Yes, birds are omens, they're messengers. And even if you read your Bible, it talks about looking above to the sky, looking up for messages. Okay. So whenever you need a message, you can look at a bird. Now, my great grandmother, who's also a spiritualist, as you guys know from watching me prior, and from being on my website, my great grandmother was an occultist. She was an Eastern Star, married to a Mason, a master Mason, and she was an oracle as well. And she talked about birds. And whenever she said specifically to me that whenever buzzards fly low, somebody would die. If you see certain birds doing certain things, it was a bad omen and a sign of death. So for me, whenever I see birds, I look at their behavior, their colors, their sizes, the way that they're flying and things like that. Now, regarding the bird that was in my car, this was a baby bird that some kind of way got lost from the nest that we have outside in the front of our house. And so we had to try to get the bird out of the car without touching the bird, because you all know if you touch a baby bird, the mother will not allow them back into the nest. They don't recognize their smell anymore, which is so sad. So we made sure to do that gracefully, to release the bird back to the mommy. So basically that just kind of gave me the gumption to want to go ahead and do this video talking about new moon energy, because there's so much power right now in our atmosphere. in our universe. We're going into Mercury retrograde. We're on the shadows of it. And we have the new moon coming up. So I do have some Vedic astrology knowledge that I've learned over the years. And Vedic astrology studies the actual science behind astrology, okay? So we want to look at the astrological energies that are lined up, how you can benefit from them, and what is affecting you specifically, because everybody's energy is different. Everybody has a different zodiac. Everybody has a different astrological house that they're in, and a different way that they're acting out their character on this planet Earth at this time. So I want to peek really quickly and see what you guys need to be working on for the full, for the new moon. I keep saying full, for the new moon, and also using the cards. What areas your energy is saying you need to be highlighting and focusing, okay? All right. Monica C says, I had a blackbird and a bluebird come to my window just floating and didn't move until I said hi and I love you. Beautiful, because our ancestors typically will transform themselves into birds. When my father was in hospice, on the morning that he died, I woke up to let my dog outside and I saw a red robin. And then my aunt told me, like maybe an hour later, my dad had just passed away. So I do know for a fact that they do send messages that way. Trisha's son keeps seeing a yellow bird, and that was when we were talking to her brother who had passed away. And I know he had messages for her son that he didn't get a chance to express. Okay. Hey, Keandra. Hey, Kyla. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. And guys, I'm going to go with Pinky Lee first because her phone is low. So we want to make sure we get her energy read. And I'm going to talk about how to work with crystals during this time. And I'm putting together some things on my website. So I do have a lot of crystals that I just got in, and they're clear quartz. I love clear quartz. I love the feel of them. And they do clear your energy. So I'm going to talk about how to use crystals to clear your energy, and how to tap into your meridians and use your body as a portal of energy or a conductor. I want to find two really good ones, and then I'll jump into what you guys need to work on for the new moon. But I'm going to show you how to use two crystals to let energy in and out of your body. And this is something that I do as a healer, and I want to make sure that I set you guys up to know how to do this as well. Okay. Your energy keeps draining your phone, Pinky Lee. Yes, that definitely happens. It happens to me sometimes too, especially when I'm doing a very strong, powerful healing session on a client. I don't care if my battery is 100%, it'll go down just like that. Yep, and Lissy, Darko, maybe your phone is draining your energy. Facts. Okay. All right, you guys, and I will go ahead and get started with Pinky Lee, and then I'll talk about the crystal energy healing as well. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, so Pinky Lee, you are tapping into some energy of Mercury as well as Earth energy. Okay. And if somebody wants to start a list, then I'll definitely be appreciative of that. But so the Mercury energy is coming in, and I'll tell you guys what houses as well, if they present themselves. But for you, you're needing to work on your nerves. Okay. You need to work on being more versatile, more consistent, and communicative. Okay. That's on the side of the Mercury, which is also tapping into some Gemini energy. So you can, because Mercury, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. But for the actual energy that you're tapping into, you can pull down Gemini energy. You can even use the symbols for the sign of Gemini. Okay. if you're wanting to do some candle work during this time. Um, and it also says here literary, which means to me that you might even want to read something different, maybe that you haven't read before. Maybe there's some information in some books. Um, I bombard myself with books. There was one book I wanted to share with you guys, but oh, here it is. Give me 1 second. All right. This particular book I've had in my collection for eons, Edgar Cayce's Encyclopedia of Healing. Edgar Cayce was a psychiatrist as well as a psychic. And I studied him when I was in college, fell in love with him and his philosophies, and the way that he does things. And he focuses on healing. So I always kind of, wanted to pattern myself behind his philosophies. So I'll definitely recommend this book. Okay. I'll talk about this a little bit later because I know Pinky Lee has to go. But that is what is coming up for you. And I brought that book. So when I saw the literary side of things, it made me think of it. So literary could also mean writing, reading, researching, just Googling, going to the library, bookstore, or anywhere. Thank you, Keandra. And Babyface. Okay, so that's one aspect of what you can work on for the new moon is pulling down more Gemini energy, which in tarot, the Gemini sign is the lovers. So you can also pull in some loving energy as well, because it says here flirtatious energy as well, which kind of goes with the last reading that I did, and you had the marriage card to come up in the ancestor reading. Okay, so then we also have Earth, which is going to stabilize that Gemini energy or that air energy. So you have air and earth, which is also north and south. So everything for you needs to be about stability and bringing things into balance. Okay. So for earth is talking about right now it's saying that you're unmoving. The word moving keeps coming up for you. And just to show you right here, it says unmoving. So that's what stood out to me the most. It says tough and dense. So hard, solid, and constant. Anything regarding earth. And being strong and firm and set. So it makes sense to me that you have earth on the one hand and air on the other hand. So it's telling you to be a little bit more airy versus being as strongly planted and firm in the earth energy. So just bring it into balance. Okay. And with earth at the bottom of this card, it also says nose, and it's talking about smells. So I would say, Lizzie says, sounds like a Capricorn. Yes, and I am a Capricorn that's married to a Virgo. My daughter is a Taurus, and my son is a Capricorn that I had on my birthday. So we have the exact same personality. So I'm very familiar with the rigid earth energy. And fortunately for me, I was born almost an Aquarius. So I do have a little bit of the air. So I can kind of attest to what they're saying here for her to kind of bring a little bit more of the air, a little bit more of the air into that earth energy. Okay. All right. And so that's what they're saying you need to work on. For the outcome card that I have here, once you do that, you will become the creator. We have growth, we have passion, and we have control. You'll be in control. And the word generation is down at the bottom as well. So I do feel like you're going to pull down some energy from the ancestors, and you're going to be more of a creator. You're going to be more active, passionate, and you're going to be more I'm hearing self-evolve. It just mentioned nose there. I would also say with nose, and your cards are really pretty much hitting on what I wanted to talk about in the live. So essential oils, to balance your energy, you definitely want to use rose oils and ginger, lang lang, citrusy oils to just give yourself that boost of energy, especially if you're reading and studying and trying to learn new things. And with you being a healer, to clear your energy, I think that is going to be great for you. Okay. So those are the messages that I got. And I know your phone is low, but I definitely feel like that energy is a good message for you so that you can have something to work on for the new moon. And that's good for healing. Yes, let's see. That was a very beautiful message. Um, so when it comes to smells, because the nose was an aspect, I would just say doing your essential oils. I'm seeing spirit showing me a sign of somebody smelling roses. And then I did mention rose oil, but I can also take that to say that spirit wants you to stop and smell the roses. So enjoying exactly what life has to offer. Okay. All right. And hopefully that helps you. What I will say as well, you guys, is to just make sure that you are doing some candle work and writing symbols on it. So if I mention a sign like Gemini, for example, or Earth, you guys can Google and find the symbols for those zodiacs, because a tie to that energy would help you too as well if spirit is mentioning it tonight. Also, you guys can clean your crystals during this time, putting them in some sea salts and some water so that they can be in more of a natural state, and letting them charge up in the windowsill or in some soil. If you have a plant indoors, or if you feel safe planting, them in soil outside, that in a place you can dig them back up, do that. But putting them in a natural habitat. And yes, Babyface, thank you. Yes, everyone, please like, subscribe, and exchange energy, because the energy that I work with is definitely very powerful and strong. And if you guys are wanting to tap into that energy, you definitely want to pour into it, because energy is like a boomerang. What you put out, you get back. Right now, we are in the energy of manifesting things that we have put out before, good, bad, and indifferent, especially in Mercury retrograde. All right. What about pink? What about Himalayan pink salt? Yes, Monica C. I always recommend natural salts, because if you think about it, the only thing I would do with like a Morton's iodized salt, because it has been chemically bleached and it has been iodized, meaning it has been processed chemically. The only thing I would use it for is outside of my house, like my great grandmother used to do every night, because that is pretty much all I would do for that. You can use that for protection. You can use that for stuff like that. But when I'm working with natural elements, I do like to keep my salts, my herbs, and things like that as natural and organic as possible. So pink Himalayan salt would be the preferred salt to use. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that is what I wanted to say for that. All right. Okay. So Monica C. And Lucy said, what do you think about someone bearing a crystal? It's kind of like a gift to the earth for healing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because Mother Earth needs healing as well. And like I mentioned in another live, if you guys have a tree that you have access to, you want to treat that tree with as much kindness and respect as possible. Give life, love, crystals, herbs, offerings to that tree to connect it to your energy. There are different spirits that live in trees, especially in the spirit realm. I've seen them before in dreams, like whole families of individuals. So you definitely can give them crystals and trinkets and things like that. That's pretty much the realm that people consider to They call it the fairy realm sometimes as well. Nature spirits, yes, they love trinkets and shiny things, crystals specifically. All right, so Monica C, let me know if you're still here. I know some of you sometimes leave the live, which is fine. Just let me know if you're still here so I can let you know what to work on. Lisa says spirit is gangster. Okay, perfect, Monica. Okay, Trisha. All right. So, Monica, let's see. And again, the first two cards are what you need to work on during the full moon. And then I have an outcome card after that. All right. So, you have some really good energy here. You have Sagittarius energy. Okay. And then you have the house of the 11th house, which is recreation and pleasure. Okay. So for Sagittarius, this energy has the energy of the planet Jupiter. So it's saying here that this is a very fiery energy. Sagittarius is a very fiery energy. And this energy is the fire energy that's towards the end of the zodiac. So I'm hearing completion. So some things are coming full cycle for you in this energy. But this energy is very honest, learned, impulsive, playful, passionate energy. Very enthusiastic and philosophical. So, and it says here idealistic. So I feel like this energy is also about shifting through some things. And with the recreational room house, I feel like that is the house where the prosperities come in. So it's talking here about allies, fulfillment, recognition, and perfection. Passions, prosperity, supporters, and accomplishment. Again, something is coming full circle, and especially considering the fact that this is the 11th house. So there are only 12 houses in the zodiac. So I also feel like the 11th house as well as Sagittarius. Let's see, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. So yes, is that no? I think Sag maybe the 10th house, but anyway, they're both towards the end of the cycle. So something is coming to completion and coming to fruition. The 11th house also focuses on the ankles. So if you have any problems with your ankles or any problems with being stable, firmly planted and rooted in an area, especially when it comes to home, keep in mind that you can do work using your crystals for that. And I'm going to show you guys how to use your entire energy body with your crystals, okay? Working on those things for you, Monica, is going to bring about some moving energy. You're going to become more flexible. You're going to, it has circulation here, dynamic and active. So it's going to bring in some air energy. I love this. I really love this. I can feel the energy as I'm tapping into it. And the word here says dynamic. So I love that. And also skin and the touch. So for you, Monica, I feel like you need to use your crystals and actually touch your body, touch your pressure points. Okay. I'm going to talk about the meridians in your body. It's very simple breakdown so you guys can know what areas connect to where and what issues you have, where you should be putting your crystals later on in the live. But definitely you want to move that energy in your body. You want to touch your crystals to your body. Okay, Monica? Because skin and touch came up. All right. Monica say, yes. I love it. All right. Hey, happily ever after. And hey, June, you got your goat milk Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. I was listening back to my live again today and I heard you talking. Well, heard you talking. I saw what you said and I heard what I said in response. And I remember thinking, man, that tea, coffee, and beer definitely needed some milk to soothe the acidity. So I'm so happy you did that for the ancestors. And of course, you can be added happily ever after. Black goddess, I've been seeing red cardinals and blue jays a lot. Yeah, the birds are talking. Okay, CK dots. You can definitely be added. And Trish, Trisha, is it your turn yet? Monica, see, I've been doing spiritual baths with my crystals. Awesome. It's so interesting because when I do my spiritual baths, I charge them up with crystals and I also infuse Reiki energy into them. So adding them actually in the bath is exactly what enhances their power outside of herbs and different things that you're putting in there. Okay, let's see. Where's the list? Okay. Okay, Babyface is your turn, and then Trisha. All right. Okay, perfect. Shara, I'm not sure. Shara Quinos, should I be drinking goat milk at these times? It just depends. If you feel like that's something your body is telling you to do, I would go ahead and drink it. All right, Babyface, let's see. So you have the eighth house, which is also correlating to the basement area of the home. And this is how the back of the cards look for you guys, just to see the different houses. So the basement is, of course, down here. Okay. That's the bedroom. I'm sorry. The basement is right beside it. It's been a while since I've looked at the actual zodiac house breakdown. But the bedroom is right here and the basement is right here. Um, astrologically. So it's right beside the bedroom, I guess you could say. So it's talking about your legacy, mystery, scandal, weakness, hidden things, longevity, anything occult. It's not necessarily a dark house, but there are obstacles here, okay? Eighth houser, yes, Lizzie. Eighth house, yes, with the black heart. So this house has some obstacles, which the good thing about it is you're going to move these energies around. So it says here that on the opposite side of that is the sun. So again, that's the balance, because if you have the eighth house, which is a little bit darker, and then you have the sun radiating to balance the energy, then that's perfect. You're where you need to be. The energy of the sun is very powerful and strong. It's radiating with authority, leadership, charisma, dignity, loyalty, determination, and endurance. So you have on one side scandal, occult, hidden things. Then on the other side, you have dignity, loyalty, determination. Absolutely balanced energy is what you need to work on during this time. Getting everything in balance, getting your energy together, using the cosmic energy to influence your spiritual growth. And the good thing about that is that, again, you can use your crystals for this particular energy as well. Okay. The outcome once you do that is going to be the Aquarius energy, which is an air energy. But I always tell people Aquarius is a great water bearer. So be aware that when that is something that is an outcome, that means things are going to be more balanced and things are going to flow um, easier. It's a good outcome. Now, Aquarius is something to work on is totally different as something to work on versus an outcome. So then you're going to move into the energy of, it says here, visionary, humane, factual, intellectual, and democratic, eccentric, and global. So that's really good because you're bringing in that air energy, which makes sense for the whole global, humane, factual, and visionary energy. Okay. Pretty much. I feel like for you, for the new moon, when it says scientific here, for whatever reason, I see a lot of numbers. So you can use those sigils that are made of, I think they call them magic squares. And I have them in a book somewhere. You can probably even Google seals, magical seals, and they have numbers in a box. Okay. Let's see if I have a book here. Typically I do, but I don't. I don't really use these books that much anymore. A lot of these books are probably my daughter's age, and she's 17. Nope, it wouldn't be in that book. And that's the thing about it too, guys. Once you start getting used to these things, these energies can be invoked very quickly. I thought I had one that I could show you guys. I mean, but that's pretty much beginners sigils. Like if you just Google magical squares, it's shaped like a square, and it has a breakdown of numbers that are used in as a sigil, okay, to invoke things. No, it showed up baby face, and it's right here. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. All right, perfect. I'm glad that makes sense for you. All righty. All right, Trisha. I know you're still here, right? I'm just gonna put your name in the box, and I like to do that so you guys can go back and look if you want to read the live later. All right, let me try to get comfortable. I'm fine, thank you. All right, Trisha, I'm here. I'm gonna start charging my crystal tonight. Yes, start charging tonight. So anytime there's a new moon, like let's say in 4 days, you can start tapping into the energy ahead of time because we're in what you call the shadow of it, or the preface of it, like right before the energy starts. Okay, you're welcome, babyface. All right, Trisha. All right. So again, very balanced energy here. We have Libra. Okay. And this is ruled by Venus. Very loving energy, very harmonious and pleasant energy. That's on the one hand. And Venus is again pleasing, harmonious, about harmony, artistic, social, diplomatic, aesthetic, influential, psychological, and refined. And most people are aware of what the Venetian energy is like. It's very feminine and loving. very nurturing and prim and pretty. So that's what you have on the one hand. This is Libra energy, which again is about balance. It's about the scales of justice, fairness, everything being brought into balance. Now, on the other hand of that, you have Tammuz, which is a transformer. This energy is kind of like on the side of a little darker, more so somebody that gets angry quickly, somebody that can have energy that's kind of hectic a little bit, and energy that can try to attach itself to you that can be kind of distorted. And I'll show you guys what the card looks like just so you can see. And as you guys can see, this color is a little darker because the card itself is a little darker. But the energy of these two together equals the balance, okay? And the reason that I like it showing up like this is because it's giving me the energy of shadow aspects versus what you present. Because your shadow things are things that are kind of like tucked away that only you know about, you know, versus what you present to the world. So you're very loving and caring, obviously, and I know this personally from dealing with you. So for this new moon, you need to work on any dark energy, moving that out, which we already have the spiritual baths en route to you. So yes, so that's going to be perfect, okay? And let me take this time to clear the energy just a little bit. I did this before we started too. Yes, Lizzie, polar shifts, most definitely. And that's what life is all about. It's about everything being in balance, being in, being cohesive. And that brings me to the outcome, which is cohesion. Okay. So you have earth and water, which I love that combination so, so much. Earth and water is definitely centered, cool, stable, and it's nurturing. It's deeper sleep. Your endurance increases. So everything goes back into balance. So for this new moon, you definitely want to pull in that Libra energy, that Venus energy. So love, rose quartz, rose petals, and things like that. Loving on yourself. Ashe. Loving on yourself and nurturing yourself, drinking a lot of water, making sure your body is nourished. Essential oils, just breathing in things that smell good. Making sure that your body is coming in contact with really good things, okay? And cohesion, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that as an outcome. All right. Ashe. So that was awesome. I really like that. And I really like that a whole lot as an outcome. Now, if they were flipped around a little bit, then I definitely would be like, looking at it a little bit differently. But they're in the right place. Okay. All right. So, so yes, you're working on it. You're doing it. All right. Can you hand me those oils right there, please? I don't know. I didn't know this one was empty. Thank you. All right. And this smells amazing. I got some. All right. Most definitely for the new moon, um, it's going to be the perfect time. And for everybody who has been ordering the baths, I had one order to go out today, and another order will go out not tomorrow, but the next day because they have to go on the ancestor altar, not the ancestor altar, I'm sorry, on the Orisha altar, the seven African powers. Um, I have a shrine downstairs for every Orisha, and I put your baths in the appropriate place for the Orisha that is blessing the offering for your actual bath. Okay, smells good. Okay. All right. So share. All right. Let's see. Okay, share. Thank you guys for helping with the list so much. And let me know if you're still here. Mm, that oil smells so good. Yes, burning oils. I just got this a few days ago. Speaking of which, I haven't even put it in my car yet, but yeah, I got this for my car. So burning oils or diffusing them, and this is a car clip. Putting them in the car anywhere that you're going to be sitting for a while, and you can just take advantage. I even put essential oils on the underside of my mask because I hate wearing the mask. I'm probably the only person who feels this way because other people seem so unbothered when I'm out in public, but I feel claustrophobic inside of mine. So I put essential oils um, behind my mask. Okay. Share CK dots in here. Okay. Share. Did you leave? Okay. So we'll go to Lizzie. Okay, Lizzie, you can go ahead because I think CK, Shara may be gone. Yeah, Trisha, I hate the mask too. That's the world we're living in right now. So, I guess it just is what it is. Okay. You like that? All right. Okay. All right, Lizzie. Okay. All right. All right. So you have this energy of Saturn. The energy of Saturn is about taking control of something, working. Here it says manifestation, work, contracted, resource management, time, details, and obstructions. So anything that is so basically it's about being in control, managing your time, managing your resources, making sure that you pay attention to the details and get everything that you need out of a situation. So for you, I feel like you're going to want to do your manifestation work at a specific time because I keep seeing 1111 as we're talking. And I'm also seeing the number 8. So you can pull down Saturn energy, and you guys can go online and Google and look these planets and these zodiacs up, find out their symbols and things like that to get a stronger connection with everything. But you also have water. So it's about things dissolving, anything that's no longer serving you. Because if you think about it, water is flowing. It's wet, receptive, fluid, binding is liquid, of course, and it fluxes. So what I'm getting, and water can also be considered cool or warm. But what I'm getting for you is also talking about your tongue and the tongue, like what you're saying, the power of what you're saying. So you want to make sure you speak life and energy over your candles. When you get your crystals, you want to speak to them for whatever purpose you need them, for healing. Speak it like in the Bible. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. You want to always speak and give life. Say verbally what you want to manifest, okay? Not so much what you don't want, but talk about what you do want and claim your power using your tongue. Another thing about water, when you talk about crystal energy, for example, crystal energy was originally a fluid energy. Okay. It was fluid. It was that same type of liquid, similar to water, in its, previous state before it became solidified like this. So water can transform. It can be solid. It can melt, it can become steam. Um, So you definitely want to tap into the what it's saying here, dissolving. So if there's anything you need to work on releasing, you want to make sure that during your new moon work, you work on what you do want. So if you're trying to get rid of something, like weight, for example, if you want to lose weight, you're gonna do work to manifest the newness of your new body after you have gotten to the size that you want to be at, because you want to attract more of that energy. Okay. And like it says here, binding. Water is definitely a very receptive energy. You can, speak over water and freeze that energy or whatever you want to do with it. But that's the energy that's coming up here for you. You also have Cancer. Okay. And when I say freeze that energy, you can do all kind of rituals. But the outcome is Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. Okay. So the outcome is, and the Cancer sign is very balanced. That 69 kind of looking energy, where it's kind of like infinity and something going around and around and around. So it's very sensitive and intuitive. So that's the nurturing, gentle, receptive, adaptable, musical, cautious energy that you want. Again, that is water as well. Down at the bottom, um, the sign water. So you have water, water. Okay. So I feel like you definitely need to put some water on your altar. Your crystals need to be cleaned. Okay. Who am I even talking to? Who am I talking to? Who's reading this? Lissy. Goodness. Um, sorry. So if I have to release anytime during this new moon, should I transform in the best way possible? Most definitely. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, according to Einstein and other physicists. So you never want to completely banish something. You want to try to heal it. Like even when I do hex breaking work, I had on a sweater earlier, y'all. Even when I do hex breaking work, it's not to go in and to destroy something or to, fight fire with fire. It is to transform that particular energy into the energy of the highest frequency. Okay. So, yes, you definitely want to transform something in its best way possible. Correct. Hmm. All right, Key. Everybody has nicknames with me, so Keandra, your nickname is Key. Um, let's see. And thank you so much, Babyface, for posting. Yes, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Yes, for the exchange of energy. So far, so good, though. Everybody's energy looks really, really good. The outcomes look really, really light and clear. Yes. Everything is vibrating according to plan, okay? Yes, Shara, I skipped you before. I'm on Keandra now, so I'll put you back in. Okay. Yes, Lizzie. I mean, you have to do what you have to do. And when it comes to blocking, if that's what works the best for your energy, that's fine. But you still need to forgive. You need to heal relationships with people for yourself. Even if you block them, just make sure you don't harbor any resentment. And that's easier said than done. But just make sure that um, you channel that energy into something different. Okay. All right. And let's see, Keandra, what you have here. All right. Okay, perfect. So we have transformation with fire and water on the one hand. And then on the other hand, we have Venus, which says here harmonizing. Okay. So for the transformation with fire and water is very direct and patient, forceful, intense, and it's talking here about having a high metabolism, strong digestion, and very forceful, muscular. So it's a very transformative energy. If you think about fire and you think about water, like that's totally contradictory. Okay. So it's very high energy with that fire, and the water is kind of fueling the fire here. Okay. So that's what you have for the transformation aspect. On the other hand, you have Venus, and Venus is more subtle, refined, beauty, pleasure, poetry, psychology, sexuality, creativity, artistry, and manners. So those are all three elements excluding air, okay? And then when you work on those energies, which are the Venus energy, pulling down the symbols of fire, symbols of water for transformation. That's exactly what you're going to get is a transformation. Because in your outcome card, you have the ninth house, which is the meditation room, which talks about fortune. Okay. So it says here higher purpose, divine grace, philosophy, wisdom, religious merit, international connections, duty. So this is going all the way around your astrological body into the ninth house where you're meditating, you're calling in some higher energy, you're being more intuitive, okay? This is going to radiate throughout your whole body because it says here your thighs, okay? So your thighs are definitely a point of energy for you for your outcome, and the energy is just flowing like this in my mind. So it's not going horizontal. It's actually, I'm sorry, it's not going vertical. It's actually horizontal energy. Some people think of energy as flowing just one direction, but this is what I'm getting a picture of for you. Okay. So the portals near your thighs. So for you, you can take your crystals during this time and just place them right on your thighs. And I would even cross up my arms just to pull energy from, each side of the body to balance it, to cross over. Because that's the vision spirit is giving me right now. Oh, that smells so good. And that was for you, Keandra. Yeah, it's time to do more with crystals because a lot of people, when I was divine and earlier, spirit was telling me that you guys needed to work more with your crystals. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to do. And I'm in the process of getting some things going with crystals myself. So yes, and I'll let you guys know more about what you can do with them as well. Okay. Shara, are you back? You're welcome, Keandra. So, okay, you're here. Perfect. So basically, we have Shara, collagen. Okay, perfect. All right. All right, Shara, let's see where your energy is for the new moon. That one didn't want to come out. Okay, perfect. So you have fire, and then you have air, which is the Libra energy. So I really love the sign for the fire. It's sticking out to me for you. It's just a triangle, but it's very energetic. So you definitely need to use candles, incense, which is more of air, but just the fire element. Everything's very transformative, very hot. And it says here burning, illuminating, penetrating, digesting. Focus, hot, concentrated, and intense. And it's also talking about your eyesight. So you need to look at your candles as they burn because I'm feeling like the fire, you're very connected to the fire spirits. Each element is a spirit, you guys, and that's why you have earth, air, wind, and fire, like the group. And then they talk about the serpentine energy. Those energies are spirits. They all contain their own spiritual force and power. So, very connected to the energy of fire. Thinking about getting a white money candle. Yes, and once you get the white money candle, I do want you to watch it burn. I want you to look at the flame and see what kind of like energy you can get from it. Okay. All right. And then here you have Venus energy, which we've had a couple of Venetian energies. So Libra, which is the two scales being balanced. And it is harmonious, artistic, pleasing, social, diplomatic, aesthetic, influential, psychological, and refined. And it is the element of air. So you have your eyes in Venus, which is ruled by Libra. So Libra means pairs as well. So when I'm doing readings for people and Spirit is giving me a vision of what they need to work on for you, you already got eyesight for the fire sign. So then you have Libra. So that's again two. Because the tarot card is the lovers, which is two people. So for you, your two eyes need to focus on what you're doing. When you're doing spiritual work, you need to look at it. Also, a vision board or manifestation journal would be helpful for you. Okay. Yes, Lizzie. The eyes are too. Yes. Okay. So you have an outcome of cohesion, which is earth and water. So here you have all four elements. You have fire, air, and then the outcome is earth and water. So this is a great balance of energy. And your outcome is also cool, centered, stable, nurturing, better sleep, and a good endurance. So that is a very great message from Spirit. Um, Definitely source. So once you get all four elements collectively working together, you have the fifth element, i.e., spirit. Okay. All right. Ashe. Yes. Kyla, are you still here? Okay, perfect. All right, so let's see. I keep hearing the number 3 for you, Kyla. I heard that when I was shuffling. So, ooh, some new energy here. I like that. Okay. So, for the first card, you have air. The second card, you have Mercury. And the air card is about moving. And if you can picture something just floating around in like a hot air balloon for whatever reason, or an airplane maybe, but you have air moving, moving something about, circulating, dynamic, subtle, active, flexible, dry, restless, invisible, and kind of cold. So this is about skin as well. Okay. Then you have Mercury energy on the other hand, which is about communication. So this energy is about humor, wit, processing speed, information, analysis, shrewdness, eloquence, dexterity, and intelligence. So it's all about communication with Mercury. So you have air and you have Mercury. So those are two very interesting energies to kind of coincide, but that's what you need to focus on during the new moon. I really like that symbol for Mercury. That looks like a very um, powerful symbol for you to put on your candles or include in any spiritual work, calling down that Mercurian energy. Um, so those are the two energies. Then the outcome is a sativa, which is the maintainer, which is the balance. And again, this is a newer one that we haven't seen tonight. So you're going to be more organized. And it says wise, refined, harmonious, equilibrium, universal, peaceful, metabolic, refined, good, and truthful. So your equilibrium here. So I do feel like your energy is also um, is coming into balance, but your energy is actually like binary codes, more vertical. But with the circulating energy and the moving in the air, I feel like you need to go around yourself, maybe doing some clockwise circles as a ritual, because your energy has to be very active. You have to actually get involved with your energetic flow. Like you have to put your body in it. I'm hearing. Okay. All right, June. I see that you're here, so let me clear the energy. All right. Perfect. Everything feels very light, very airy. Yes, thank you, Monica C, for referring Babyface. Okay. All right, and June says she's here. Okay, perfect. And then once I get the last person, then we'll talk. I'll demonstrate with the crystals a way to enhance their energy. Okay. All right. Ooh, some more new space. I love it. More new energy. I love it. And I said space because space was the first card. So Akasha. You have Akasha on one hand, which is talking about space, which is like the black dot or a black void, which I love because this is the place that creativity flows from. Okay. This is where you create things. This is where life is created. It's created out of nothingness, out of darkness, out of a void. Just like in Genesis, talking about the great void before everything takes place, even scientifically, the Big Bang Theory. Okay. So you have that. So that's letting me know that you're able to create a lot of newness right now, which is perfect for a new moon. And it's also talking here about being open, expansive, enveloping, still, pervasive, comprehensive, endless, motionless, and it's talking about cosmic rays. And it says accommodating, and it's talking about your ears and connecting your hearing. So you need to make sure that you're truly listening to spirit and being accommodative and making sure that you're accommodating them. Now, to me, the Akasha is also a place where you pull knowledge from. That's where I get a lot of my knowledge from. And you guys can look up Akashic Records, okay? And I'll talk to you guys about that as well. My experience accessing information and having dialogues in the Akashic energy. Um, but I feel like this energy is showing me someone that's almost like able to become pregnant or very fertile, basically, okay, during this time of the new moon. So as far as the next energy, June, outside of this Akashic energy and like space and cosmic energy, you have Capricorn energy coinciding with that. And again, as I mentioned earlier, Capricorn is my energy. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Okay. This energy is somebody that is very conservative, industrious, persevering, controlled, aloof, sometimes structured, administrative, self willed. This is somebody who, again, the earth part is kind of rigid. So you have that. Again, I feel like there's balance because you have the cosmic energy up here, outer space, and then you have Capricorn, earth grounding it. So forming almost like this cosmic egg, if you will. But that energy to me makes a lot of sense for you for the new moon because you're going to pull down some cosmic energy from Saturn energy, from the new moon energy, so that you can make and create new things. Um, the outcome is Venus, so this is a good time for you for love, but I would also focus on self love. Okay, but if you want to attract romantic love, this is going to be perfect for you. The outcome is Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Affectionate, sensual, visual, loving, very stubborn, Taurus. agricultural, peaceful, art loving, and constant. So this is earth energy. So you have earth and you have earth. Um, Again, very fertile energy from the space side as well as the Taurus side. So when you're looking through the zodiac, Taurus is definitely associated with agriculture. It's during the springtime when the sign of Taurus happens. So you can think of using that bull to kind of plow, okay? Pull down that energy, very powerful energy and very unmoving, okay? All right, happily ever after. Are you here? June said, yes, that's me. Thank you, baby face. You thought I was talking to you? I saw that. And then Black Goddess 4. I can't see that emoji, but I love it. I like it. I see some stars. All right, happily ever after. If you're not here, then we'll come back to you if you pop back in. Um, so Black Goddess. So you said you were a Taurus. It's so funny because I saw the image of you plowing and I was like, I'm wondering if she's a Taurus because I wasn't really trying to tap into you guys' energy. More so the cosmic energy and the energy of the zodiac was what I was getting in touch with. But that is very interesting that you are a Taurus. Yes, my daughter is a Taurus, and both of my children's dad is a Taurus as well. So again, I'm married to a Virgo. I have children by a Taurus. I have a Taurus daughter, and I'm a Capricorn, and my son is a Capricorn. So very, very well versed in earth energy. It's definitely what you want on your team, but it's great to bring it into balance with another astrological energy. Okay. So you are pretty, I'm sure, probably pretty aware of that. Okay, Black Goddess, was that you letting me know that you're here? Because I think that's what's going on. Okay, perfect. Um, all right, so Black Goddess, let's see what's up with your energy for the new moon. Okay. All right. Hmm. Very good energy. So, oh, I was like, why is my cards looking like that? Okay, so first and foremost, you have the moon energy, which is the first time I've seen this one come out tonight. So it says here reflecting, okay, balance, balance with air energy, which is moving, which we did get that earlier, but I feel like it has a slightly different meaning now because it's talking about emotion for the moon side, intuition, flexibility, receptivity, fluidity, which I'm thinking um, that we did get this card, but we didn't. I think that was in another card. Memory, nurturance, introspection, and love. So those are definitely things that you can focus on during this new moon. Reflecting on where you are now and how to bring things into balance because with the memory, you want to, anytime you're reflecting, you're looking back. You can also look forward as well, but you're looking at progress, I feel. And introspection, you're looking within, okay? And then with the air energy, you're moving some things around. So you're looking at um Active, very active, flexible energy, like I mentioned earlier with air. And air is invisible, of course, but it is circulating. It's dynamic, it's subtle, and it can be dry sometimes. So this is your skin as well. And again, earlier I mentioned if you're, getting that message, you can use skin to crystal contact to enhance different areas, different chakras, okay? Different things that you're tapping into. You got communicating, and it's interesting. I went to my throat chakra first because communicating is definitely your outcome. So, processing speed, information, humor, analysis, eloquence, dexterity, intelligence. Okay. So, wit, and that's another thing too. You're going to communicate more effectively. So, definitely work on that throat chakra. Entrepreneurship. Can I be put on the list? Yes, I can do you now. I'll do you, and then I'll talk about some crystal energy. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I skip someone? CK. Sorry, guys. I didn't see. I didn't see up above. Okay, thank you, babyface. Okay, yes, CK. And then, yes, you can be put on the list. Babyface has the list. Okay, CK, is that who we're on now? Okay, perfect. Okay, so you're an Aquarius. All right, awesome. Okay, perfect. CK, let's see. All right. Okay, a couple different areas. I love it. All right, so you have Jupiter first, and then the house that you can do work in is the fourth house. What I love about your cards is Jupiter has what looks almost similar to a number four, and then you have the fourth house. So strong connection to four, which is stability. If you think about a table, it has four legs. Okay. So that's going to keep something strong. All right. So you have dining room as the fourth house and the kitchen, which is a more mother energy. Okay. And we can say that that's a more motherly area. So you have things to focus on, maybe manifesting for the new moon, a home, vehicles, forgiveness, character, enjoyments, real estate, relatives, happiness, and end of life. So you can focus on when it says end of life, you can also connect with your ancestors that are in the spirit world. Heart or your breast. So that to me would of course be the heart chakra. You can use green crystals to connect with that and enhance that energy. You also have expanding here, which is talking about religion, wisdom, judgment, morality, teaching, legalities, truth, consulting, and gravity. So it's about keeping everything is kind of going um, on the upward movement. When it's expanding, it's going out and up, okay? Because it's talking about gravity, all right? So you also have the 12th house as your outcome, which is very good. It's talking about, it's the attic. So this is talking about self-sacrificing and freedom. It's liberation. So if there's any loss that you've experienced, or any exile, feeling alone, breaking up with somebody, imprisonment, solitude, any self-sacrificing acts is going to balance out here. And then at the bottom of the card, we have the number 44. So again, you have 444, which is a portal, and it is a very spiritual combination of numbers. Okay. Yes, 4 is definitely about progress. Absolutely. Definitely a great number that you want to see in your spiritual energy. Okay. And thank you, Babyface, for reminding everybody to like, subscribe, and share if these videos resonate with you all. Okay. All right. So Babyface is saying that entrepreneur is after CK. So okay, now I can do entrepreneur. I'm just gonna put Antra. We know who you are, but I don't want to mess up the spelling of your name. Okay, CK said my oldest son was having seizures for 5 days. Then my youngest son was in an accident, and I've been in solitude. So when it talked about end of life, I told you that you can get in touch with your ancestors. And I said that because I definitely want you to realize that you need to pull down some ancestral energy. Okay. Okay, so you're here, entrepreneur. Okay, yes, this would be a perfect time to do my cash app. Thank you so much, Trisha. I always um fly past it to give you guys the opportunity to give back to the channel. And I have some new cards coming tomorrow. Uh-oh. That I used the last set of donations to get. All right. So yes, so definitely do some work to protect the energy of your children. What did we get? Let's go back. As you guys know how I am. Mother. Okay, so we got mother energy. So yes, so and we got end of life, relatives. All right, home. So yes, so you got everything that's lined up with what you're experiencing. You're experiencing some different, situations with your children, and I'm pretty sure you were probably, very prayerful and in touch with the ancestors. So now you've been in solitude. Okay. Very good outcomes. All right. All right. So just continue to take care of them both at the same time and yourself. Make sure. Okay. How much is the card? Do you remember how much those cards were that I ordered? The Wizards? Were they 22? Yeah, 22. 22. Yes. Now, I definitely, yes, Ashe. Definitely, I will call on for your children, and mother came up for you as the very first thing. That was the first word that jumped out. Call upon the great mother Yemoya. I actually have a candle going for her right now, which has been burning very quick. You can definitely tell what energies are being called upon a lot during this time based on how your candles are burning. Yemoya is the great mother in the Yoruba culture. She is in control of deep waters. Like when you're out, if any of you all have ever been on a cruise ship before and you're out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, you'll recognize Yemoya from the energy you feel. And even if you've just been, on a plane and you've just look down at how vast the ocean is. That's Yemuya. Her counterpart is Olokron, and I've had many dreams about him years ago, especially. I would have a lot of dreams about him. She's my head Orisha. Okay, that makes sense. Yemuya is definitely the energy that you need to call upon. And that's exactly why I said her. Because a lot of people's readings that I do lately, I've been getting some Oshun, but you're the first Yemuya I've gotten in the past few days. Usually I connect with you guys' crown. Um, of course, you have to do a reading. It's traditional, but they're showing me you guys' crown really clearly now. So Yemoya is definitely covering you and your babies. Okay. Beautiful energy. And yes, Trisha, I put my Cash App there if anybody wants to donate. No, donation is too small because I pour it back into the channel for you guys because I really enjoy doing this. CK, I sent an email for a reading. Okay. Send it to gypsylandtarot@gmail if you sent it to the website because sometimes it doesn't come through right away, which I contacted them about that yesterday. All right. Thank you, Trisha. And thank you, CK, as well. All right. All right. Perfect. You're welcome, CK. And you guys, I do have an Orisha altar that is going. For anybody who wants candles lit on there, who needs any power from the Orishas, the most power I've ever experienced in my life. You guys can email me and I will include candles and prayers for you guys. All right. So how do you say this? Entrepreneurista. That's beautiful. Let me know if you're still here. Nista, gotcha. Definitely thank you so much, Orishas, for your energy tonight. Yemoya for your energy. Olokron, all of the ancestors. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right. Ashe. Okay. All right. Okay. And I think you might be the last, but certainly you have good energy. Okay. All right. Okay. So something, oh, okay. So one more person maybe after you. Okay. Something you definitely need to work on right now. You need a spiritual cleaning. I'll say that. Let me start with that. Because for your outcome card, I have, and let's pull something else to see. Yeah, I would definitely do a spiritual cleansing just to get a different outcome card. Okay. And okay, thank you, Babyface. Right now, you have Mercury and Virgo that you need to focus on Moon, and you can pull down those energies using their symbols, like I was saying earlier. Mercury is ruling communication. So you have Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. So you have Mercury. If you want to see, you have Mercury here, and you have Mercury here. I'm sorry, Mercury here, and Mercury here. very shrewd earth energy, like I mentioned before. Mercury is about communication. So it says here intelligence, dexterity. And dexterity, guys, when it's talking about dexterity, um, is the one that stands out to me the most. Um, for example, if you think about somebody that's ambidextrous, they can write with both hands. So just being very flexible and fluid, analytical, witty, eloquent, okay, and informative. Now, when it comes to that's Mercury, communication. When it comes to Virgo, that's ruled by Mercury as well. And this is being self critical, very clean, discriminating, analytical, domestic, shy, prudent, and dexterous as well. So, what I'm suggesting and pulling from this is that you need a spiritual cleansing. And you can do this using herbs, especially when earth came up. Now, the first thing that I felt when I was shuffling was that you needed spiritual cleansing, and that is because the outcome was still kind of on the darker side. And it has a destroyer and transformer, which we got earlier. But that is just letting me know that there's some work that you need to do. There's something that you need to do. I don't know if you haven't been doing something that you need to do, but then I pulled another card for you, and I got Jupiter. And Jupiter is about expansion. So it's about religion, teaching, truth. So this is kind of opposite of what the first outcome card was. Consulting. So you may need in legalities. You may need to thank you guys for the cash apps because I just got the emails. So something is necessary to bring things into balance in your life, which is fine. Really, boss? What you gonna do? They outside doing something. What you gonna do? Huh. You need to take advantage of the new moon energy so that you can go ahead and bring these things into fruition. I don't know why I'm hearing negative self-talk. Have you been talking yourself out of something? Because I'm getting the energy of negative self-talk. Okay. Okay. So if you have been doing that, then you definitely want to put your money where your mouth is. If you're trying to manifest something positive, um oh, your volume is out. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about other than blockages. Yeah, blockages. That's what I've been saying. You have some blockages, not allowing. Can anyone else hear me? Yes, babyface, you're right. You can always replay. Um, can anyone else hear me, or is it just hers? Okay, yes, you can. CK, babyface. Okay, perfect. So yes, she would have to replay. Thank you, babyface. Um, whenever that happens, is definitely yes. Kyla and babyface can hear me too. It's definitely what I was saying with the darker energy. That's exactly what I'm picking up. So for the new moon, that's what you want to work on is cleaning. Okay. Clean. And whenever I use these cards, I'm reading everything to you guys so you guys can, listen back and take what you need. But instantly, as a medium, I know exactly what you guys need to work on. And that was what I was saying. You needed to work on cleansing because there were some dark blockages. Okay. So I'm going to clean the cards because I think we do have one more reader, one more person. Okay. And hopefully this is helping you guys. And then we're going to jump right into the why? We're going to jump right into the crystals. I need some sage or palo. Sage, preferably. All right, the email is Gypsy Lynn Tarot at Gmail. All right, soulmate. You're welcome, CK, and thank you so much. And hopefully, may y'all be pleased with your offerings and blessings. And her number, of course, as you know, is 7. So she definitely would receive 7 items from you of your choice. Okay. As you know, as you're well aware of. But we'll talk more when you get yourself to a point to email me. Okay. All right, soulmate, are you here? Okay, perfect. I have my phone right here, so I should be able to receive the email once you send it. Okay. Soulmate, are you still here? Let me know. And then, guys, I'm going to get into some crystal energy. All right. So, soulmate, I'm not sure if you're still here, but I'll go ahead and do you positive. Positive for life. I can go ahead and do you now because we're towards the end of the list, okay? All right, so let's clear these cards out really quickly, and I'm going to let the air clear behind me. I'm going to do some crystal energy. You're welcome, positive for life. Okay, so tonight we're doing full moon. I'm sorry, new moon. I keep calling this moon full. We're going to do some new moon energy. I'm going to let you guys know exactly what I see you needing to work on and looking at the outcome just to make sure you're on track, on path. All right, perfect. You have growth on one hand, and you have the second house, which we're doing astrological houses, which is treasury, which is awesome, which is wealth. We haven't had this tonight. So you need to work on growth and wealth. So growing your money so you can burn some ancestor money for the new moon. You have growth, which is talking about generations as well. So generational wealth. That's a very awesome combination here. So growth, anabolic, agitated, selfish, passionate, active, restless, forceful, lustful, controlling. That's the kind of energy you're tapping into. That energy is going to brush past and push past most things so that it can elevate and continue to grow. Okay. It's a creative energy. So take advantage of that energy. And then you also have the second house energy. Again, treasury and wealth. Okay. So this house rules over your face and your teeth. So you want to be careful with what you're eating, and you can also put food out for your ancestors, okay? You have food, speech, salary, generosity, music, family, profit, truthfulness, and eloquence. I love this card. This is the second house. And I don't think I mentioned it earlier when I was doing work, but the higher the houses are, typically the more positive energy as far as when you're trying to manifest something, okay? Because you do have some spirituality in some of the lower homes as well. So for you, your outcome once you do some successful rituals and spiritual work during this time is going to be a very Leo type of energy, and that energy is ruled by the sun. Leo is very fiery. So this energy is going to be about loyalty, entertaining, ambitious, dignified, magnetic, tolerant, forgiving, orthodox, and warm hearted. Very good energy all across the board. I really love that. So, whatever you're doing now, keep doing it and do it better, because this is a time for prosperity and spiritual growth. So, make sure that you, again, earlier I was mentioning a boomerang energy that we're in right now. Make sure that you plant seeds of prosperity for yourself. Again, you can burn ancestor money so that in the spirit where your ancestors are fed, abundant, okay, and to make sure things are fruitful, okay, to ensure fruitfulness and on your end, receptivity. Okay, so I think you were the last person. So, no, thank you. I think you were the last person. So, I definitely thank you all for your patience and for being here to get your lives for the new moon. I'll talk more about this over the next couple of days if spirit guides me to. But I want to talk really quickly about crystals, okay? Because we, for the most part, all have them, but I feel like people don't get as much use out of them. And for me as a healer, I use my crystals a certain way. I need to clean these cards. I'm gonna put them right here to clean later. All right, let's just kind of lighten the energy. All right. And bring out your crystals if you would like. You don't have to necessarily, because I'm going to do this on my end. All right. You are very welcome, Positive for Life. So I always tell you guys to listen to solfeggio frequencies, okay? And it is solfeggio without an R, but I just like to put my R in there. I don't know why I always call them solfeggio frequencies, okay? So if you guys are Googling, it's solfeggio, but I say solfeggio, so don't Google it the way that I say it. But the frequencies that you guys are listening to do certain things to your body because it resonates with your atoms, your DNA. It gets inside of the meridians in your body and it does what it needs to do, good, bad, and indifferent. Okay. So when people talk about, for example, backmasking and celebrities putting negative undertones in music and, saying certain things, if you play it backwards, that's because it appeals to your subconscious mind, which I always tell you guys is like a robot. Your subconscious mind does not ask questions. It does not differentiate. It does exactly what you tell it to do. So what we're going to do is use our crystals to reprogram our meridians, to tap into our subconscious mind, to program it with positive thoughts. This is why you repeat affirmations over and over and over and over and over, so that you can go ahead and get your subconscious mind, the robot, to go ahead and do what you want it to do, because it's used to doing what it's been doing, because it's a robot and it's been trained. So when you use your crystals to do all of this, this definitely helps your subconscious mind to start acting in a positive way. So what happens is the robot gets new orders and new directions, okay? So things that have been in the robot programs prior needs to be cleared out, because if not, the robot can sometimes get a little confused and it can kind of waver back and forth because it is very robotic, but it's getting two different messages. So if you're telling yourself, I want to be rich, I want to, do this, I want to do that, but you're also still sending yourself another message that you don't deserve prosperity and this is that. It's kind of like a mixed message. Then once those lines of communications get crossed, the robots get confused. Okay. So when you start saying that you're worthy, you deserve, you desire, you start spending your money on certain things. Like for me, before I bought my first house, right when I turned 30, I made sure that I went and bought new furniture. I knew I wanted a house and I bought new furniture in the townhouse that I was living in. And I technically couldn't afford it, but I told myself I wanted a house. I told Spirit I wanted a house. And I found it within my budget to gradually invest in new furniture. But I didn't just buy new furniture, I bought new furniture for my new house. Okay. And then within 6 months of a 12-month lease, I had a new house. The way that you do this is using crystals, okay? Using signs, symbols, sigils that you can create yourself, okay? Or that you can use that have been traditionally done. You can also use Bible verses, and I'll talk about some good Bible verses. But whatever words you write, print out, or whatever, you put your crystal to your mouth and you speak into it, whatever that Bible verse is, whatever that affirmation is. I'm beautiful, I'm happy, I'm loved, I'm married, I'm rich financially, my family um, is cohesive. I'm a travelista, I'm a entrepreneur, I'm a mommy, whatever you're manifesting, you speak it into your crystals because they are batteries, they're recorders. And by batteries, they amplify things, okay? So they enhance things, all right? And especially clear quartz crystals. They're recorders, they're batteries, they enhance, they amplify. So if you go to a concert, they don't have any amplifiers, and you're sitting way in the back, you're not going to be able to hear them. So, okay, I got your email, CK, Candace. So these are gonna help the spirit world, the crystal world, the mineral world to hear your prayers because they're amplifying your prayers. Okay, for the people in the back that are listening, they can hear things better because it's amplifying your crystal, your prayer, or your affirmation. You're speaking it again, like in the word, in the Bible, in Genesis, the word was God. You're speaking it, okay? You're speaking it. In the beginning, there was the word. So at the beginning of trying to manifest something, you are on the forefront of the brink of, at the beginning of manifesting something. You use the word and you speak over your crystals, okay? And then you write down, again, print out whatever, petition, whatever it is that you want, and you sit your crystal on top of that. And then you can take that same little area of energy, put a candle behind that crystal, put one on either side of the candle, crystal on either side, create a grid of energy where you have crystals all around it. All of these things are amplifying that energy and constantly vibrating it out into the universe. So even when you're not thinking about it, it's still working for you. Okay. So let's see what you guys are saying. Olacrone over me. Black Goddess 4. Yes. Olacrone is Ashe to Olacron. Olacron is um when he manifested to me, he looked just like my father. And the only reason I knew who he was because he told me, and I saw this water underneath him. That goes back to Yemuya for those of you who are not aware of who Olacon is. Okay, so Ashe to Olacon. And hey, Chris TV. Monica C says, what is the difference between saying and writing down affirmations? Good question. Again, your word gives what's called the breath of life. You're breathing life into something. If you guys really think about it, as a human, all we are is several different gases, some chemicals on the physical plane, not talking about different other energetic bodies. But, we come from a tiny little dot of sperm originally. So think about the fact that speaking something and speaking life over something, as powerful and magnificent as we are, that's all it takes as the beginning of the start. Okay. So when it comes to speaking it, you are in an essential, you're in a very essential position. You are in a creator seat. So you're saying something and you're saying it with power and you're saying it with intention, pure intention, positive intention. This creates a chemical process in our brain, and it's a very elaborate, detailed process, but simply put, it creates an energy, and the more feeling and emotion that you put behind it, the more power you give it. And then when that power comes out of your brain you know, in out of your mouth, out of your brain, out of your mind, and it comes out of your physical, it goes out into the atmosphere. But think about how powerful it is that you're taking all of this power, not just putting it out into the atmosphere to go into a random place, but you're directing it right into something else that's powerful also. And writing them down creates a whole nother energetic portal. So I always do both. I say my petitions, say my affirmations. I write down my petitions, write down my affirmations. And it's just twofold. It's just creating a great cosmic universe of new manifestations from you to God. And it's like I said earlier, a boomerang effect essentially. Okay, because you're putting something out, you're getting something back. You're putting something out, you're getting something back. You're pouring into something, something is pouring back on you. Putting out good things are coming back. And it's just a circle. It's definitely a cycle of goodness that's coming back and forth between yourself, between source. Okay. So that's how you tap into source. Okay. Also, when you do this, yesterday I said that I felt a strong presence coming over me. Ashe. When you do this, you can also use universal symbols, which my favorite symbol is the Ankh because it is a very ancient symbol that represents life, fertility, the male phallus, the female womb. Okay, you have female womb, male phallus, and your womb is a place of or an area of creation as well. Think about you create life in your womb, or life is created in your womb once there are proper things implanted. And I'm not just talking about someone implanting sperm. You can implant ideas, which is why a lot of people use um, sex energy, kundalini energy for creation. Okay, because your womb is not just there to create life, human life. You can create spiritual energy within your womb as well. So you just have so many levels of manifestation that you can tap into, and always using crystals to enhance that is a smart idea. Other things you can do to enhance your crystals in and of themselves, again, I said earlier, sea salt baths for your crystals, planting them in soil, rinsing them under warm water, putting them under moonlight and sunlight so that they can be come reinforced, almost like those rechargeable batteries that you plug into the wall or your cell phone or anything that has a rechargeable battery. Okay. I take essential oils after my crystals are charged up, put a couple drops on there. Then again, I enchant them and I speak over them. Okay. Um, Sex magic for manifesting. So there are different levels to that, but a simple thing to do is focus on what you want during an orgasm, because that is when the energy spirals out in a specific way. Um, that is used specifically for conception of human life. So if there is no human life being created, then there that leaves that gateway open for other things to be manifested. Okay. Say if you want a house, then during an orgasm, then you would focus on the house that you want. Focus on, well, first of all, if you're wanting to manifest something, you need to select it out. You need to pick it out. You need to know what you want. You don't want to just say, oh, spirit, I want a house. You need to get in your car. You need to go around looking at houses as if you're in the market for a house. And that's what I did when I bought my first house. I didn't know what in the world I was doing, but I got in my car and I drove around and I started collecting brochures from homes for sale. And realtors were, at homes, and they were doing open houses, and I would go, and I was, young, and um I worked in human resources, but I didn't make a whole lot of money, not enough to afford a house, or so I thought, because my mortgage was the same as my rent when I got one. But I was like, oh, let me get in a car and let me collect some brochures. Let me go to some open houses. And when people were asking me, had I already gotten approved for a loan, I would just simply tell them, yes, but I'm still shopping. Like, I didn't let people make me feel like I couldn't afford a house, or I wasn't ready for a house, or didn't belong in a house at that time. I took my faith and what spirit promised me, and I went right along with it. And it's not necessarily an act on one hand, but on the other hand it is. But like Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage and we're all actors. Okay, because no one can tell you otherwise when you believe something firmly. And so it is with that type of faith that you manifest things, whether it is a house or a spouse or whatever it is that you want and desire. So that's what you do. And basically, that is my little, synopsis for what you can do when manifesting using sex magic. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that. But I mean, why not use it? It's there and it's powerful, and it ain't gonna hurt nobody else. It's not like you doing something negative to someone or to yourself. It's a very natural thing. If you guys are interested, you can look up Kundalini, um, tantric things. I've never gotten into some of the specifics because, like I said, there are levels to it. Some of it was a little bit much for me, but again, that's just my personality. For example, I never did get into yoga, even though I did it for a long time at one point in my early 20s. But I love Pilates, which is a different level of using your body when you're, doing things for meditation and workout. So it's a different level that you can start on and advance to, or you can just stay on. But it works. It's very powerful, orgasmic manifestations, I guess you can say. I usually recharge mine under full moon. Yes, full moons are very powerful. That's what they're for. The full moon gives you a full charge for your crystals, for your energy. The full moon gives you a full manifestation. And I mentioned it in another video. A full moon is something coming to fruition. So definitely a full moon. Please take Kyla's advice and recharge your crystals under a full moon. A new moon is a new start. A new moon is like a new seed being planted. Full moon is usually when you're going back and collecting whatever seeds you've sown during the new moon and the other phases, all the way leading up to the full moon. Monica C, can I do the same for chakra stones? Definitely. And that brings me to the next point that I wanted to make. I didn't take notes, but in my mind, I knew what I wanted to talk about. And thank you for saying that, Monica C. So, with the stones that you're using for chakras, you can do this at night. Once your stones are charged up, they have the energy. You can feel when the stones are charged up. So, this is a good tip for you guys. If your stones feel really warm and hot, that's usually your energy. I don't want to say interfering with the stone's energy, but the energy is in contact with the stone is in contact with your energy. When they feel really cold and cool is usually when they're very charged. It's the opposite of, for example, your cell phone. When it's really hot, it's charged. So for me, when crystals are cooler, that's when they're really charged, okay, and ready to go. So what you do once your stones are charged, you've taken some salt, let them, sit in some salt water. Maybe taking a little small house plant and some soil, sticking them down in there overnight, putting them in a windowsill. When you've done all of these things, your stones are charged. You put essential oils in your hand, speaking life into your stone, charging it up, revving up that energy. Everything is connected with source. You told the stone what you needed to do. You're sitting, you're ready. What you want to do, especially those chakra stones, take a little piece of sterile tape, and they have tape for people that have allergies to certain tapes. You can even take like a bandage or something, but it's a certain one that I use. I can't think of the name of it. It's a sterile tape that they use when you get like surgery and stuff. But anyway, you take the crystal and you tape it to you. And for me, anytime I use something at the top of my head, like on my third eye or on my crown, I point it down so that it can help balance the lower chakras. And so that's how I would do this. But you can tape it down. And even if this were amethyst, for example, then you can tape it there. And for each chakra point, you would tape it. Just take a piece of tape it down to each of your chakra points, okay? Same for your heart, but you do it in the middle of your chest because this is where the energy is. And you just do it all the way down the front of your body. You can even put it on the back of your wrist, on the pressure points here, on your feet, on the top of your foot. And the most powerful energy, most people don't know this, is on the bottom of your feet. Okay, so then you want to tape that down as well. What this does is if you're using quartz, it's going to clear all of your chakras. And if you're using stones that correlate or correspond to the specific chakra points in your body, it's going to send them the energy that they need, the chakras. If they're too energized or under energized, it'll balance them. Okay. Hey, Monica Robertson. CK said, what crystals are good for keeping me grounded before the full moon? I get a little moody. So if you're getting a little moody, I would recommend for grounding, you always want to do something black because that's gonna pull the energy back down to earth. Anything that's bouncing around, flip, just unstable because we experience it. You want to use, I like black tourmaline, but you can use black onyx, tourmaline, onyx, any black stone is going to absorb those negative energies, and it's going to be great for protection as well. When it comes to, you can also use something like citrine, especially if you're using black tourmaline with it, because citrine will get you to really look at those energies and say, what is it that's bothering me? What's causing me to feel this way? And kind of examine them a little bit. Um, let's see. I wrote down a couple of things earlier. Okay, yeah. Energy imbalances. So that's what you're talking about. So when you have energy imbalances in different chakras, you'll get different reactions. You're welcome. And problems with different organs. You'll get different chronic things to happen within your system, your body system, and your energy and focus will be off as well. So I'm going to get into the different energy bodies in another video, but balancing and using crystals will bring your mental body, spiritual body, and all of the different ethereal bodies into balance so that you can you'll feel better, basically is what I'm saying. I meditated with all my crystals at one time and it burned me. Yeah. So that was going to be the next thing that I said. When you take the crystals on and you're doing the chakra balancing, whether you're using quartz or whether you're using the crystals that correspond with the actual energies, and you're taping them on and everything is fine, you only want to do that for a certain period of time because you can burn out your chakras too. So you don't want to, and the physical burn is just representative of what's happening spiritually to those portals that you can't see with the naked eye. Most people recommend 3 minutes, 5 minutes max to do that all at one time. And I've learned from experience very early on working with crystals, you definitely don't want to do something like that and do it for like falling asleep or something like that. So when you're taping those all on to balance your chakras, 3 minutes to 5 minutes max, set a timer. And if there are certain areas where you need more energy more often, then you can keep the crystal there. For example, if your heart is blocked, your throat chakra is blocked, it's okay to keep a crystal on a choker, for example. It's okay to keep a crystal around your neck. Just make sure that you're cleaning it and taking it off when you shower, taking it off when you're sleeping in certain cases. Um, for example, taking it off when you're having sex, just different things like that. Because you don't want certain energies to attach themselves to that particular healing crystal. All right. So that's going to rebalance the meridians when you're doing the crystals with the tape on it, like I said. Yep. Once the process is completed, you take the stones off. You can use a pendulum to check to see if that meridian is in balance. Okay. And I think that's enough for tonight. That should be enough for you guys to do for the new moon. This method is kind of similar, working with the meridians like that. It's kind of similar to acupuncture if you look at it from a specific way. And I've gotten acupuncture before. And I felt what I feel when I work with crystals, the way that I work with them. Is it okay to keep crystals around candles or when you are doing candle magic? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. You want to put crystals around your candles after you speak into them and get everything powered up. Okay, you fell asleep, Joan. Yeah, when I first started working with crystals, I fell asleep with a crystal and it was the craziest experience. I fell asleep with it in my hand and yeah, it was so weird. But I woke up. Fortunately for me, I didn't sleep the whole night like that. I fall asleep with crystals in my hand a lot. I put them in my hand while I'm asleep for healing, especially listening to the solfeggios. But this one particular crystal, I just didn't resonate with, and I fell asleep with it. So also make sure that you're picking out your own crystals or you trust whoever is sending you a crystal that you order online. And speaking of which, I have some crystals that I'm putting for sale on my site that I just got in today. This is one. Every piece will be unique. So if you guys see something and you like it, go ahead and order it. If you can't afford to order it right now, inbox me for a payment plan because once they are gone, they are gone. I do have someone who makes Tibetan jewelry, who is tomorrow. I will be getting some more pieces from him. This is one piece as well. And all of these are going to be infused with Reiki energy. They're all genuine stones. And they're all going to be priced very cost effectively, but the energy of them is an amazing thing. And I actually had a dream about these before I even met with him to purchase them. So they're going to be infused with Reiki energy, and they're going to be on my website for you guys that are interested. But that is all I want to talk about with crystal energy tonight because I don't want to go too far because I do want to talk about crystal energy in some more videos. Okay. And that is the other thing too. Like I said, falling asleep with the crystal in my hand. So I want to talk about that in the next video, how to energize your body using crystals. So I think that's a good stopping place for tonight. I've seen two big white orbs surrounding me. Yeah, crystals are beings and they have seen things, they've experienced things, they've been on planet Earth for a very long time. Yeah, so they're recorders, so they record the things that they've seen. Yes, and I picked mine out too. I don't usually order them online unless I'm buying them in bulk for healing purposes, but yes. So I hope everyone got their questions answered tonight and that you guys enjoyed this live. If you do, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Okay. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if these messages work for you, share with your friends or anyone else that's open to what we're talking about here. And I will see you guys on the next live. Thanks for watching. Peace and namaste.
Mhm.